Hi guys, this is Rusty78609 making a fashion statement in his Walmart Gildan t-shirt, which is probably older than some of your grandchildren. But that's the way that is. Having said that, it is February the something, 8th or 9th. I'm not sure when this video will go up, but it will soon. It will, I hope. But anyway, it's 75 degrees right now in Central Texas, USA, 1:49 p.m. Load night's supposed to be in the 40s or something like that. And we're, that's typical weather for Central Texas. I am at my home base in Central Texas. I have full-time RV. This is an RV, a 26-foot travel trailer, a Jayco J Flight. I have full-time RV'd for over 20 years, but now I go camping in my Toyota Prius, and I've done that for 4 years, past 4 years, and I will continue to do that as long as I got my health. And having said that, so if you're interested in RVing or going camping in a car, check out my playlists on my channel homepage, Rusty78609, all lowercase, no spaces, okay? So we got the ad out of the way, didn't we? So what else do I do? A lot. If you're, this channel is what we do, a variety of stuff here, folks. We don't stick with anything. If I can think of it and it'll stand still long enough, I'll do a video. So what we've got here today, I had a guy make a comment that I wanted to talk about because I've been thinking about it for a long time. Because I've looked at all kinds of RVs. I've looked at A's, B's, C's, B plus, B's, travel trailers from little bitty things to micros to minis to, some you could probably put in the palm of your hand, I guess. I mean, I've tried, how about converting a van? I've looked at that. I've looked at the little vans, the big vans, the high box vans. I've done looked at a lot of different things. So, it's called calculatus eliminatus. If you want to find out where something is, first you got to find out where it ain't. And I know where it ain't, and now I think I know where it is. It's my Toyota Prius because I've been camping in it for 4 years. I don't know how many total days I've been gone, but probably, I don't know, a lot. And the longest I've been in one trip was like 28 days, and that was actually the first time I went in a Prius. Yeah, kind of burned me out actually because I didn't know what to do, and I actually left early. Well, I left in May and I went north. Okay, I went up into Colorado in May to a place called Crestone, Colorado, and froze my little hiney off because the elevation there at the national forest was like 8,500 feet. It snowed. That wasn't a good start, you know what I mean? But anyway, then I kind of came back down south and got my feet under me, and I was getting a feel for the camping. But there was a lot of things I didn't have then that I have now. I've got Prius camping down to a fine art, and that's why I'm going to address this comment and expand on it a little bit, because he says I did an a video about RV entertainment systems and a lot of the things you don't need in an RV, etc., etc. And he says awning and Christmas lights all over, laugh out loud, more crap you don't need. I have a question. This is the commenter. What do you think about living in a Prius full time? Well, you just happen to ask the right guy, because I have thought about that a lot. Now, I know there's some people out there doing it, and there's some old people like me. Well, there might be a little younger than me, but there's some older people out there doing that, living in their Prius. Now, if you're living in your Prius and you don't have a home base, I don't know. That's a whole different deal. I mean, if that's your total home, uh, I don't know. I mean, that would be either a hell of a good feeling of total freedom or total hell. Okay, because there's no way out. That's it. But for me, I've got my little RV here, and you know what's amazing? I go camping in my Prius, and when I come back to my 26-foot RV, I feel like, golly, look at this monster. You know what I mean? And I got a flush toilet, and I got a shower and all that stuff. Hot water, wow, on demand, get out of here. Internet on all the time, TV, all the stuff I don't do when I'm on the road. Anyway, back to the comment and the question. What do I think about living in the Prius full time? I think it is very, very doable. That's one thing. You have to be organized. In fact, I highly recommend you watch some of my videos on Prius camping because they will definitely apply to living in your Prius. You know, you got to be organized. I mean, and you first, all right, let me stick with that. You got to be organized. By that I mean you got to get you an organizer, one of those things you can put stuff in that hangs off the front seat, the driver's seat, into the back, that you can put all your little stuff in. And you get you some white washcloths at Walmart. You can get 18 for a few bucks, and you use those for the days that you can't stand outside and take a shower. You know what I mean, like a with a gallon jug or by dipping water out of a bucket or however you want to do it. But the days that you have to be inside because the wind's blowing too hard or it's too cold or whatever, or there's too many neighbors around, whatever you run into, you just have to be damned organized. And I mean, you got to be consistent. You know what I mean? That's what I've learned by doing it. In other words, you got to know where stuff is, you know, so that when you sit down in the back passenger seat in your spot, that's going to be where you have your meals if you want to be inside, or you're going to read a book, or you're going to check on the internet, you know, and you want to get some water. Where is it? Or later on in the evening, you know you want to have a glass of wine with your snack, and while you're reading a book, where's the wine? What are you going to put it in? What are you going to set it on? You got me? So you got to have all that stuff figured out. And I do now. I mean, I've got all of it nailed. I mean, I know where everything is, and I mean, it's just as organized as it just steady as she goes. And for a bed, of course, I use that trifold uh, memory foam thing that I got from Amazon. It's 26 by 76, perfect for a Prius, and I think it'll last a long time. You know, as far as living in a Prius, one of the big keys you're going to have, if you're going to live in it, you better have a damn good bed, okay? And you better be prepared for some cool mornings and some cool evenings, because if you're going to live in it and you're going to follow the climate north and south, you know, the warm and the cold weather, and try to stay in a climate that you can comfortably live in, there's going to be times you're going to miss. Okay, I mean, I'm just telling you the truth. You just are. I mean, the weather systems are going to come in early, or you know, you're going to forget to check the weather or something like that, and you're going to wake up and freeze your little hiney off. And you have to be able to layer your clothes on and layer them off. Okay, in other words, you may get up in the morning and put on a long sleeve shirt with over an undershirt, and then over that a sweatshirt, and over that a hoodie, and over that something else, and then two pair of pants. Okay, because it's that cold. And then during the day, you start pulling it off. And as far as keeping clothes clean, that's not a problem. I mean, you can either uh, what I have a little toilet that I made out of like a 3 gallon bucket, and it works for me. I use it inside the car, believe it or not. Can be done for me. And, you know, that can also be used for, uh, you know, like if I wanted to put a lot of water in there and you know, really take a shower, I could do it because you just take a cup and pour the water on yourself. But I don't do that. Uh, but you can also use that for storage for other things. You know what I mean? So you try to let things have a triple use if you can. But back to the potty bucket, if you have to wash clothes, and I've done it in the potty bucket. No, I put a liner in it when I use it. I just don't shit in the bucket. You understand? So it's clean. I mean, it's clean. And then, but if I want to wash, I can use that. I just put in a towel or underwear or a couple of t-shirts and stuff, and I can do that easily. And as far as using laundry detergent, I don't. What I do is I may put a little alcohol and vinegar, or just alcohol or vinegar in the water, and mix it around. You know, have the water warm. I can warm it up because I've got an E-Texity little propane burner. I can warm it up. And once you get the water warm, then it's just a matter of, you know, shaking the clothes around, you know, and you know how you do it. You clump them up and down. Anyway, I'm not going to go over all that crap, but anyway, and then you just hang them up somewhere. And mostly in the West where I go camping, the air is so dry within an hour they're perfectly dry and ready to be used again. And so washing, now you can go to a laundromat, that's not a problem. I do not like to go to laundromats, and so therefore I very rarely do. In fact, on my 28-day camping trip, I went to a laundromat one time, and I could have done without that. But I was just starting out, and I thought I was supposed to do that because it was convenient, And now I found out, most campsites that I go to will have a table with a cover, or some of them will eventually. If I travel around long enough, in that cover there'll be a place where you can. I always take some nylon twine, and I can make me a clothesline, hang stuff up there, whatever. And whenever I take if the weather's nice and I can warm my water up, sometimes in the summers I can set a gallon jug out on the ground, and it'll get warm enough in a couple of hours where you can take a good, just with a gallon of water, you can take a hell of a good shower. You'll be cleaner, or as clean as you would be at home. But, the daily thing is what's going to get you. If you're going to live in it, that daily thing never ends. That's home. That's where you live. You got to face that. And for me, I've kind of got this out in my mind that whenever I'm out there for several days, and I'm thinking, well, if I get tired of this shit, I'll just go back to my home base. See, I got to out. If you're going to live in it full time with no home base, totally different way of life. Totally. Because I've got a crutch, okay? And I'm not going to throw my crutch away. My crutch is mine. And, but, now, don't count old Rusty out. There's a chance that I might go for an extended trip. Now, I'm not going to commit to it because I don't want to do that. I don't want to be committed to anything. When I'm out there on the road, I want to go as long as I want to go, whether it's 3 days or 3 months or whatever. And then I can come home. I just don't want to have those little walls in my mind that I built myself. No. All the windows and the doors are open when I go camping. I'm totally open to changing my plan at any given moment. Back to living in a Prius. The whole thing you'd run in, one of the things that I didn't run into, because I haven't been in a Prius that long, but if you are in areas where the inside of your windows, there's moisture forming and stuff, condensation, then you're going to have to do a little hygiene on your Prius periodically. And that means you're going to have to get you a rag with some alcohol and or vinegar, and go along the bottoms of the windows and stuff, because you don't want to get mold started and stuff. So you just have to try to keep your car clean. And what you can do, I've seen it, you get you a spritzer and put you some vinegar and that alcohol, regular denatured alcohol, and just shake it up and just spray it in those rails that the window goes up and down in, and that deal, because that's where any bacteria, or not bacteria necessarily, but mold will form. And then around your baseboards and stuff, just spritz it, that's all. And your car will smell great too. It will. And it'll get rid of any, quote, body odors, because if you're living in it, you're going to face that eventually. And your bedding, you're going to have to take it out periodically and hang it up so that it airs out. And let me tell you this, the greatest thing about the sunlight is it kills the hell out of bacteria. And if you hang your clothes in direct sunlight for 2 or 3, 4 hours, there ain't nothing on it. You've killed everything. I'm telling you, it'll kill those little mites, air mites or dust mites or whatever they call them. It'll kill them dead. And it'll also kill any kind of bacteria and stuff. So you just hang your clothes in direct sunlight. In fact, if you ever get in an area where you're desperate for water, and you have a clear is the key, clear glass container or clear plastic, it has to be clear, it can't be tinted. And let's just say you have a quart container that's clear, you can put, if there's a creek nearby, and you can get you a cloth and put over it and put that container in that water so that you filter out any of the mud and stuff that's in the water. You can get and fill that jug up with that creek water, whatever it happens to be, and then set that little container in direct sunlight for about 8 hours. If it's in direct sunlight for 8 hours, and you kind of turn it every now and then, just a little bit, and in 8 hours, that water's drinkable. I don't give a shit if it had cholera in it. because it's the same equivalent as boiling it, but it takes 8 hours of solid, bright sunlight into a clear container. And the only time you should do that is if you are starving or dying of thirst. Because can I be wrong? Shit, yeah. You would die of cholera. But no, I haven't done it. I've seen guys that have done it, and they're still alive. So, with that in mind, living in a Prius is the title of this video. And as far as cooking and all that kind of stuff, that's up to you. My recommendation is keep it simple. In other words, plan on reprovisioning. Anything that needs to be cooled, reprovision those items at least every 3 days, every 4 days max. Now, as far as your canned goods, your chips, your crackers, and crap like that, cereals, don't worry about it. But like fruits, veggies, meats, and stuff like that, be careful with that, because one of the things you don't want to do is end up getting some internal problem that causes you a health issue, and some of those can be pretty serious. You're out by yourself somewhere, don't do it. So, living in a Prius, I think, would be an enjoyable way of life, but it's going to have to be a special mindset. Okay, you're going to have to want to do it. You're going to have to be up to the challenge, because it's going to be just like riding a horse. Everything you got is on that horse or in that Prius. That's it. No excess baggage. So what you'll find out, like I've found out over the years, is the less you take, the better off you are. You can always add shit, but not many people want to throw stuff away. You know what I mean? So if you take too many clothes, you just got them. They're just there. They're always in the damn way. Even though you may have them in boxes in place, you'll pull them out every now and then. You'll end up with crap all over your bed and all over the front seat. Just take the minimum stuff. You know what I mean? And you can get down to that. And what I do, have I ever thrown stuff away on the road? Yeah, perfectly good stuff. Why? Because I didn't need it. Would I do it again? Yeah, in a heartbeat. Because what I've found is, in the USA, there's always a place to go to get something if you need it. Walmart. I mean, if you get out there on the road and you say, man, I'm freezing my hiney off, go get you a jacket at Walmart, $15, big deal. Or it's summertime and you're cooking because all you got is jogging pants. Hell, go get you some shorts. I don't like to wear shorts when I'm camping. I do every now and then, but whenever the bugs start coming out, early in the morning or late in the evening when the bugs are going, boy, they're hungry. Guess what? You better put on long pants, light colored if you got them, and light colored, lightweight if you're in the Western USA, and also light colored shirts, preferably long sleeve, and a hat all the time, and drink plenty of water. But living in a Prius, and answer to your question, it could be done. I've done it. 28 days is not a record, but if you've done it for 28 days, 29 is just one more day. 30 is just 2 more days. You see what I mean? Once you're in the routine, that's it. Once you've got the routine down and you've got your stuff in the right cute places where you know where everything is and the flow is good, and you kind of make minor adjustments here and there. If your pillow isn't right, get you another damn pillow. Or, this ain't quite as comfortable as I'd like it. Well, make some adjustment, because you can. Don't forget that, you're not really on a horse. You're in a car that gets 50 miles a gallon, so you're free to go wherever the hell you want and get whatever you need. And that's the key. Need. Do you need a fancy cooker? Do you need a bicycle? Do you need all this crap? You know what I mean? Do you need a tent? Do you need a tail veil? Do you need a? For me, nada. No way. I got it down to where I got a bed, an ice chest, and that little cooker burner that fits on top of a propane bottle. It's about this big around. It folds up basically into nothing, and that's it. And the only thing you have to be careful of too, whenever you're packing stuff in your Prius and in containers and stuff, just be sure that you set it up so they can't rattle. You don't want to be driving down a highway at 70 miles an hour and hearing little rattling shit all over the car. So just be sure. That's why you can get those washcloths, and if you're gonna, I don't. The last time I went, I had a knife, fork, and spoon, metal knife, fork, and spoon. This next time I'm going, no. no, no, no. I'll get me a plastic knife, plastic fork, and a plastic spoon. Why? They don't rattle. Or they will, but not near as much as metal. Okay? And besides that, I can throw them away and get some more. I just buy, and you can buy 30 of them for $2. Okay? Or you can buy a mix set. So anyway, plastic plates and all that shit. I know a lot of people, oh no, the environment's going to go to hell. I doubt it. I doubt it. But anyway, guys, that's the glory of living in a Prius, ain't it? So having said that, uh, and also when you go camping, just a little tip on the side, and you're out in an area where the wind's blowing and you're off a dirt road, be sure you're on the right side. You know what I mean? In other words, if there's cars coming down that road and the dust is blowing that way, be over here. Okay, you don't want to be eating the dirt all day long, and so you just have to be, and those are things you can easily overlook and forget because you kind of get in a hurry and you pull into you see a great campsite and you just zip in there because it's BLM land. Oh, I'm home, and then the next thing you know, 12 guys on motorcycles come by and throw up 7 miles of dirt, and all of a sudden your green car turns white. So having said that, guys, thumbs up. Carpe diem, adios, bye, 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 USA made when you can. Drink plenty of water. Take deep breaths because it does relieve stress. I got a lisp. I just did that. And stretch, 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 walk, walk, walk. Keep your health because without your health, you sure as hell ain't going to go live in a Prius. I guarantee you that. And you're not going to do a lot of things. But anyway, having said all that, this is Rusty 78609 that spends a lot of time camping in the Prius. And check out my playlist on my homepage. And also, all you guys that support the channel, fan fun, and all that stuff, I do appreciate it. Thank you very much. Y'all have a great day. Bye-bye. Adios from Central Texas, USA.